Hey guys, I want to welcome you to the weekly Wednesday for the Financial Freedom newsletter, where every week, every Wednesday, we delve into something inspirational, motivational, something excerpt taken from the Financial Freedom weekly newsletter. Wherever you are, if you're listening on Spotify, on iTunes, Google, be sure to click the like, subscribe, share, comment. And without ado, let's get into the show. Welcome everybody to this week's weekly Financial Freedom newsletter. I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Liu, and wherever you are, whatever time, wherever you are in the world, we want to thank you for your time and attention, for tuning in and listening to the weekly wisdom. So I want to thank the sponsors for this show, which is CityVest, as well as the affiliates and Spotify and all of the advertisers that make this show possible. So like, share, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. And with that, we'll get into the show. So today's newsletter is all about the power of polarity. And so I've been doing a lot of thinking, and with the New Year's and the New resolution, I've always been, as the business has grown and doubled since last year, it's really the ideas of the power of focus, the power of polarity, power of saying no, and the power of niching down have been on my mind, because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much people you can manage, teams, different projects, at which point, becomes really rapidly growing, much like a startup. So in my early days, I heard the mantra time and time again, riches are in the niches. And this always baffled me, because when I looked at companies such as Amazon, it was always counterintuitive, because they're the everything store now. They do everything. You can buy anything on Amazon. You don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. You can have it delivered to you. So, but what's interesting is that Amazon started as an online retail seller of books, and then subsequently became the everything store. So the more and more I think about it, companies that come to dominate the space in their particular niche start as niche companies, really focused, learning the basic skill sets of starting a business, running a business, owning, operating, taxes, hiring people, supply, shipping, etc., customer service. And then once they get that down, once they can automate, either through robotics or artificial intelligence, then they expand horizontally and vertically. And sometimes it takes a rebrand. So, for example, Apple started out in the computers, and now they rebranded themselves as a tech company, and they're in the smartphones. And you'll see companies, especially the big ones, the innovative ones, are always rebranding. CVS is rebranding itself, Walgreens. So as you begin to expand, it's really important to focus down. I've found myself saying no earlier and more often, and really focus on what's driving the bottom line, the marketing, the sales, the innovation, the customer service, and focus on a particular market niche and audience. So it always seems like a fine line between expansion and sticking to your core value, the beliefs that originally founded the company. So sometimes what the company started out as and what it is 10, 20 years down the road is completely different. And as you transition from solopreneur to business owner, managing teams, scaling the company, you begin to add more pieces, both horizontals and verticals to company, and eventually come to capture more market share, come into the public mind's eye, and create a brand. So what's interesting is I've been experimenting with OpenAI's ChatGPT-3, and if you haven't checked it out, you should go to their website. It's free to sign up, and within the first 4 hours, it had over 1 million signups. And I increasingly find that OpenAI's ChatGPT service is always flooded, and sometimes it's shut down because there's so many users. So check out, I reference a lot of Twitter links about AI. AI is really kind of like the internet, it's like the blockchain. It's like non-fungible tokens. It's going to change the way we do things in profound and fundamental ways. We just don't see the ways in which it's going to change currently. So the possibilities are endless. And so if you go to YouTube, you go to Twitter, you'll see a lot of creatives, a lot of blogs. They're experimenting, working with chat ChatGPT. So it's really interesting to see this whole new ecosystem come about. Another thing is that what's interesting is that there was a Twitter link, which you can find in the newsletter article, which will be in the show notes. Colleges and schools and universities are starting to try to find ways to catch students using OpenAI's ChatGPT for college essays, for homework assignments, etc., which is really interesting because in the real world we have to collaborate, we have to use tools, but it's, again, our quote, modern traditional educational system is still touting the same things over and over. So check out the newsletter with OpenAI's ChatGPT about Polarity, how you can use it. Really extremely important. I've really had to niche down focus. I really had to say no to a lot of consulting offers, client offers, coaching clients, etc., and really focus down on what my core strengths, what my core interests are, and where I want to take the company in the next few years. So be sure to check that out. And again, I want to thank you guys. The latest releases from the Financial Freedom Podcast, you can check that out as well. And with that, we will see you next week. And thanks for tuning in. Again, thanks for all the sponsors, ads, and the viewers for tuning in, giving us your precious time and attention. And we will see you next week. I hope you really enjoyed that wonderful, inspirational, motivational piece. Again, wherever you are listening, if you liked it, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. We're on everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Audible. And without much ado, be sure to thank this show's sponsors, and we'll see you next week.